would be right here in the center of the resistance. And there's so many great people, and you did an amazing job. And so certainly, how long do you get your PhD?
How long?
Yeah.
Well, I'm finishing up a lot of things by December this year. And after that, I'm just writing a dissertation.
All right.
Which, no big deal.
All right. Well, listen, very exciting. We'll be in touch with you. Congratulations on winning, and your check for $5,000 is in the mail, as they say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job. All right, folks, there goes Jennifer Collins. She won from her great state there, and she is the winner of the female contest. And again, as I said, don't feel bad if you didn't win the money, because a lot of these women and men are saying, well, I can't actually move there. So it all comes down to who wants to move here, and quite a few of them do want to move here. So there's a lot of things going on, but this is very, very exciting. Now, talking to Jakari Jackson, I believe he's in Oklahoma, and I certainly hope he's ready to get down here. If not, correspondence great. It's just we're so busy, we'll never be able to really correspond. We need people actually here to really see how the soup gets made around here. But Jakari Jackson did a great job with his report. Jakari, thank you for joining us.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good. Hey, so tell us about yourself. Tell us what you think of winning the contest. Tell folks about your report.
Well, first of all, I want to give all glory to God and Christ my Savior. I mean, if that's the most important thing I could say, if nothing else. My report is something I went out and shot with my dad. He was actually my cameraman. We just went out one day. I was flipping through the newspaper, and I saw the advertisement for the Luchador run. And I decided to go out there. Like I said, if nothing else, it'd be visually interesting, because I could have went to a library and got, the same answers from people. But, it's a visually interesting setting. So we went out there and we shot it, and lo and behold, people liked it. And then I was inspired by what you did with the Prometheus and also the Hunger Games, how you analyze the films. So, there's a few things that I remembered because I showed the clip from Transformers. And I remember after I was watching Transformers 3, first time sitting in the theater, that just pinged in my head that this guy wants to hack into all communications. And they also do something similar in the Avengers movie. So it seems like something they're kind of pushing this hack, your devices, these cameras, this kind of police state.
Sure, they do that in the last Batman, too, where they break into all the systems, but for the good, and are just letting us know, hey, we're really breaking into your devices.
Yeah, it's a bit extreme. I mean, it's not extreme as far as it couldn't happen. It's just extreme in that they would employ that kind of a tactic.
It is. Well, you won. You're getting $5,000.
And thank you very much.
No. Thank you for the great job. But here's the question: are you ready to come down here and jump in the deep end?
Alex, I'm interested in the full-time position, but I definitely want to explore all aspects. I heard you mention something about possibly doing some voice work, and I just like to look at all possible avenues and aspects before making any definite decision.
Sure. I'm just throwing this out on air because I haven't had time to call all you folks yet on the phone, and Rob Dew's doing that. But I'm telling you, again, opportunity when it comes knocking on your door, you got to take it.
I understand.
It's kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi telling Luke Skywalker, "You need to come with me to Alderaan." I mean, because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm very excited about the work you did, and I'd love to have you down here as a reporter. So we definitely have to haggle that out. In fact, I'll try to call you sometime next week. We'll set up some meetings with all the reporters.
And if I could plug somebody, I'm a Dan Badani fan myself. I had a chance to. We've been sending a few messages back and forth on YouTube, and I got the chance to look at some of his other videos, and I really like the guy. He has a very genuine sense about him. His reports are bold, they're interesting. I like the report he did about. He did a brief report, something about Star Trek or something like that.
He's funny.
He seems like a cool guy, and not just him. I like Stuart Howe and David Knight and a bunch of those other guys.
Yeah, Stuart Howe's been calling me. I've been so busy I didn't even have time to listen to the messages. I've got to call him. I'm going to set it up next week, but here's the deal. The correspondence thing is great, and I don't have the money to hire everybody full-time here. The problem is we're so busy, we need core people. See, next phase would be getting correspondence. We need to get 4 or 5 people totally trained on how we do all this so that then they could be above the next level who we train as correspondents, because we're such a small group. I don't even have the reporters most times now to send people to something that's really important. So we're trying to get to that next level, and I hope that we can work something out to get you down here. I mean, I understand you enter a contest to see if you can do it. Now you've won. You know, there's that big plunge.
Yeah. But, I mean, we had just looking at the submissions, if I could, just throw a few other names out there. I really like the ladies. They had, some real strong ladies. I got contacted by Melissa and I can't remember. I'm pulling a blank here. She was one of the, I want to say her name was Mary Moore.
Yes.
She did I think she had one of the best as far as production wise.
No, we're going to contact everybody. Keep going.
Oh, I mean, everybody on there. Dave, was it Dave Brickman, the guy with the stash, mustache?
Oh yeah.
Everybody. I mean, I really liked his. He had a lot of personality, and I don't want to name them all because I know I'm going to forget somebody. Linda West, man, just everybody, and I'm sure a lot of people who didn't make the top 10.
Well, again, everyone in the top 10 and most people in the top 20 or so could be great reporters here. I was going off of who overall I think would be the best at interviewing people, doing news reports and things like that. And that's why you and Jennifer both won, because if I had to choose blind, without, just off the videos, without interviewing you, knowing more, you guys would be my choice. But all the people... Again, that's what felt so bad about this, was that folks were so great. Everybody was so wonderful that it was really painful. I felt like I was doing something bad, not making everybody first place. Yeah.
It's a hard thing to choose, because I had no idea you had 600 plus submissions. Because I'm sure I was like a lot of people. I'm like, when are they going to announce the winner of the contest? But, I didn't know you guys were so overwhelmed with the number of submissions that you received.
It was really more than 600. It was more than 6, but Deuce said the others didn't follow any of the rules. But yeah, we got 600 decent submissions, about 100 really good ones, and about 20 or 30 really fantastic pieces.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad you guys, considered me to be in the top 10. That was such a shock for me, somebody to tell me I made the top 10 on Facebook. And that was a real surprise for me. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I remember when you announced that, put me on the top 10, I got 1,000 hits on my YouTube page overnight, which was a big deal for me. I know some people got way, way more than that, but for me, that's a big deal. It gave other people a chance to see what I could do, and I'm really am appreciative of you and Infowars and all the guys down there.
Well, I know that obviously Jakari, folks like you and Jennifer have their families, their friends. You're in Oklahoma, she's up in Ohio. But I hope we can work something out to get you down here, because
I'm definitely interested. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Oklahoma's a lot closer than Ohio too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, for me, how I kind of got, I guess, quote, woken up was back in 2000, I believe it was 7, when I saw the film Loose Change. And up until that time, I just kind of believed, just whatever I was told about, anything. And I saw Loose Change, and, we can talk about the physics of a building falling down and all that stuff. But the thing that really hit home for me in the Loose Change film was just the simplicity of the passport of escaping the plane that hit the tower.
Yeah. And
the guy was like, so it flew out of his pocket, missed the fireball, landed on the ground, but after 2 buildings fell on top of it, they found it. It's just the sheer common sense of something like that. And then after that, things with the Pentagon and how they didn't find any wings at the Pentagon and just all that. And that kind of opened up, the kind of Pandora's box for me, which I was like a lot of people, at that time, like, okay, I'm moved by that. I think it can be real, but, what do I do? What can I do? How can I affect change? And, I kind of sat on it for a little bit. I'd see things here and there that, kind of woke me up, and I'd go back to sleep, and woke me up and went back to sleep. And then just eventually it kind of got to the point, I guess I started listening to your show regularly back in 2010, and seeing all the stuff that you guys do and all the great guests. I love Gerald Salente, and just seeing all the stuff you do. And it's real inspiring to me. So that kind of pushed me to,
Well, Jakari, Jackson, you inspire us. Come back because I have a word of encouragement for you.
Sure,
I want to tell you and Jennifer, don't think you don't have it. Don't think you can't come take a job here thinking you won't do a good job. I can spot talent. You guys will both kick butt. I hope you take the job. Let me ask you a question. What does freedom mean to you?
It's rolling around the bend.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't throw everything behind the fight against tyranny, we're going to lose our society. A couple new articles up at Infowars.com. July 6, 1775, a predecessor to the Declaration of Independence. Key article by Kurt Nemo. Also, Army manual outlines plan to kill rioters, demonstrators in America. Oh, Watson added demonstrators. It says demonstrators, too. And gun confiscation. That's a very important article. Phase 2 extended. American patriots launch guerrilla op on Obama. Again, guerrilla, which means in Spanish, guerrilla, small war or info war. New TSA policy ordering travelers to freeze on command. Israel plans Lebanon invasion after Syria falls. TSA explains bizarre new policy of testing drinks purchased in airports. Spy drone buzzes journalists secluded home. That, of course, is Joseph Farah. That story is up at drudgereport.com. Okay, going back here to Jakari Jackson. Jakari, very exciting talking to you, both the winners. And again, we'll be talking to you next week about trying to work out coming down here of not being a correspondent. Problem is you'll have to bug us about giving you work to do because we get so busy. Months go by. But anything else you'd like to add to viewers and listeners out there?
I want to say hi to Jennifer. She did a great job, and congratulate her and her win. I'm just real happy, thrilled, excited, that you guys considered me, to the point, just not only to win the contest, but, for a position, which I really appreciate. Because I'm a journalism student, I guess kind of was. I sent my professor an email telling I wasn't coming back. But that $5,000 would be, great benefit to me to, knock out some of those student loans and things of that nature. But, I really appreciate you guys and Chris, your producer, and, all you guys have been so kind to me, since the time that I, entered the contest. Sure. Well, I can imagine for you and Jennifer, it probably feels like jumping, out into the night out of an airplane. You don't know where you're going, what it would be like. So come down. We're going to fly you guys down, see it. Right. And I'm not going to expect people that are raw talent to just instantly know all this. I come from nowhere as a guy that didn't, went down and turned a camera on with a light and was talking about, the New World Order 17 years ago. So we're here to develop raw talent. Aaron Dykes, he's got a degree in journalism and stuff, or is it political science from UT, also film school. But, he'll tell you he really learned everything here. Because, this is the real world, and so this is being thrown into the deep end. You learn to swim really fast, so I think it's a great opportunity, but it's also important, you could get into it slow or something, be a correspondent for a while, finish getting your degree. I just hope there's a country at the end of it because things are moving quickly. Yeah, that's true. It's every time I look around, it seems like the police state is just getting a little bit more aggressive. I remember I was reading the article. I believe it's in Colorado Springs where they're going to start wearing full riot gear at all times, even doing traffic stops. Yes, I saw that. It's getting and France is going to put breathalyzers in all the cars. Oh, I missed that one. It's amazing. Well, here's one more point about it. Just for any media people out there, in my experience, getting a degree is fine, but in something like media, it's changing so fast. What matters in media is that you get that first job or that you become a reporter and show what you can do. That's why, take somebody, I'm not trying to sell you guys. The point is, take somebody like Jennifer, she's getting her, her master's or PhD in acting in theater. Well, believe me, what matters is not just having a degree, and that's great, it shows you have dedication. It's actually getting on the air. It's actually doing it. That's what people look at. It's called getting your big break, Jakari. I realized that because I saw the video with Salente, why college is a scam, and they're really kind of questioned some of the aspects I had of some of the thoughts I had about education. So, I definitely agree with what you're saying. It's not just about having a piece of paper. Can you go out there and perform? So I definitely hear you're out on that. Hey, listen, you're awesome. We'll talk to you next week. I'll be back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. with a special report. And tonight, that special video, 7 o'clock, prisonplanet.tv.
Thank you.
7 o'clock tonight, Central, prisonplanet.tv. 15-day free trial right now. Prisonplanet.